How come every time I take this tow roller somewhere, I feel like I'm in like a superhero movie? I feel like I'm part of the A-team or something, on a mission. We are on a mission today. Well, it's looking like our mission may be a little interrupted due to some power being ran at the house here. Don't mind us, boys. They must have got here early and got after it, or maybe they started yesterday. Either way, looks like we could possibly have power ran to our transformer for the house, which is good. That's been a couple months in the making. Our mission, what I kind of want to do today is, well, we're going to look at this four-wheel drive. How's that? Have us a little look-see here. I wish I would have been recording those guys, because like three of them, their face was like this. I think one of them went cross-eyed. They were like, what the hell is that thing? I'm pulling through here in the tow roller looking like I'm ready to go to Jurassic Park. My yard grew up so much in the last 2 weeks from the rain coming. It rains, then it sunshines. It rains, then it sunshines. It looks like Jurassic Park around here. That crap out there's tall enough. If a brontosaurus come through it, I wouldn't even be surprised. Y'all see my bougie water here? It's got vitamins and stuff, probably. Maybe it don't, I don't know. It was on sale because they probably can't sell it. All the water I had was hot and I just wanted something cold. From the islands of Fiji. I can't afford a trip to Fiji, so I'll just drink it instead. So if we have enough time today, I was actually wanting to move some of this stuff around because this stuff's kind of in a terrible spot here. And it'd be awfully convenient if I could just hop on that excavator. You think those guys would notice if I borrowed their little mini X and moved this junk around? We're gonna mess with this thing today. Now, I bought this off a buddy. He offered it to me, and I told him I would take it, and I don't necessarily know that I needed it, but I couldn't go back on me saying I'd take it, so here it is. He dropped it off. Him and his buddy dropped it off. I've come out here and we kind of looked it over one time, maybe on a second channel video or something. I don't remember, but it does have a small block Chevy in it, which is one of the reasons I was interested. Anytime I can get a small block Chevy for cheap, I'll definitely take it. And I kind of toyed with the idea of putting that 64 wagon on a 4x4 chassis, so we could have a chassis here. This one does have a decent cab on it, and the front clip ain't too bad neither. Now, it's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but if y'all ever seen Old Roy, which is my dad's step-side pickup, real up close, that thing is beat to crap, guys. It is rough, and I mean rough. So I was kind of thinking, we get a drivetrain, we get a four-wheel drive chassis, maybe we could put this body on Old Roy. That thing's already converted to 8-lug Thug, so it's got the 3/4 ton axles. It's got the step side. I kind of think the short wide would look better on there myself. On this side of the short wide, I mean, it looks pretty good. It's got a little damage to it, but this side's a little rougher, and I was thinking maybe we would just throw this on Dad's truck one day and just give it the where's the roughness? Here it is. I was gonna say, I know that sucker ain't good, but anyhow, I thought maybe all of these could be good parts rigs. Here's the whole package. This is a factory short bed frame, so those are actually bringing decent money, because there's some people who don't want to do the cut down one. And it does have a matching set of rally wheels, which if you ever go to get some of them, I mean, not like they're super expensive, but you may spend $100 to $200 hairs getting you a set. So I don't think we got hurt on buying this for parts and everything, but one of the main parts that I wanted, that I was interested in, is the engine. And y'all know the good old classic, it ran when parked. So we'll just pop our hood here, which that wasn't even latched. That's good considering we've been having tornadoes and everything else. That's what we want to do, is send a hood flying towards our new house. And they were real nice. They left that hood unbolted, which is perfectly fine with me. I like to take them off anyhow and just get them out the way. And I'm wondering if y'all's gonna be able to hear me the rest of the day or not, because pretty sure they're supposed to run power to the transformer, and then from the transformer, I think they're supposed to stub it over to the house. If they start running that right there, that may hinder my plans, because I did not know they were going to be out here today. And I've got one day to record y'all a video, no ifs, ands, or buts, and we'll talk about that at the end of the video. So what I'm saying is, if they start getting loud and rowdy, just try to bear with me here. I got a job to do. They got a job to do. We just got to do what's got to be done. Oh, shit. That's a real light hood, guys. Real light. Oh, yeah. Now we can take a better little look. And it is quite dirty. Does look like it's been sitting for a good while. Got some nice plug wires on it, I see. Some stuff's a little floppy in here. I'll just hop on in here and show you what we're working with. Starter looks new. Oh yeah, Pot County, baby. Wire nut right there. Wire nut right there. Oh yeah, lean that on the header. That's perfect. That's seriously all up on the header. We'll tuck it up there on the dipstick. Our plug wires, they're dusty, but they say right there, Street Fire Wire by the MSD. High performance unit. High performance air breather. She's a little dirty. What's that old oil look like? Huh. It don't look like old oil. Like, I don't even know how to describe this oil. It's like I can see through it. It don't look like it's old, but it's dark, which would imply it's kind of old. Even smells a little funky. Not a bad funky, just a little different. Some oil's better than no oil. How's that? Hey, oil's oil. Well, don't lean on that old fender too hard. You might bust your hiney. Our HEI back here don't look super old or nothing. She got an Elderbrock on her. You dang right she does. I think she does. You know what? Let's just take this off and look. Oh, that ain't actually threaded. The classic just sit it on there. This is Elderbrock. That's Elderbrock. Better than there better be Elderbrock. 1407. Holy cow. That's what I thought. Guys, I had to look it up and double verify and make sure. But the 1407, that's a 750 CFM carburetor. Should be manual choke, I do believe. Should be entirely too much carburetor for this thing, I would imagine. How many CFM she flow? All of it. She will flow all of it. But she is high performance. She's got the long tube headers. She's got the big hunkin' carbureting machine. And it is starting to sprinkle on me. We did not plan for rain today neither, so everything's just going super smooth at this point. We do got a belt flopping. Oh yeah, I'm the one who come and stole the pulley off this thing, I forgot. And I think we're gonna have to get this flopping crap out the way. Crap's flying, crap's breaking. Everything's happening besides this fan getting out my damn way. Oh, the wiring has us. They did not play with that ground. See our ground right there, big beefy sucker. And give that a little snipping. And we'll give that a little snipping. They did have it ran over here to a relay. Little transcooler's been plumb whipped on. She's seen better days. There we go, that's all that had us. Wonder what this is off of. That's one hell of a big fan. I bet that sucker moves some air. I bet we can find out. Careful over there, don't knock over the shitter. Don't worry, I brought a jump pack. I've got a feeling this fan's gonna get buck nasty. Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh yeah, she moves some air. Calm down there. Calm down. Calm down. Oh, that thing was cutting trash too. Did I look like a model with my hair in slow motion? I don't know. We'll be needing an electric fan today, so we'll just put it over here in the parts bin. Hi-ya! So as long as we can keep this from going back there, we'll be all right. Of course, that ain't nothing a zip tie won't handle here. We just need to keep it off there. We may go above and beyond here and even double up for safety. Yep, there you go. If 2 zip ties won't hold it, all the hardware in this front end never would have. I don't think a damn thing's bolted down on it. Is this supposed to go there, or was that going there? I can't tell what went where. I think it's safe to assume that belt's no good. Does that line up? That does line up. Now, I did rob that pulley at one point, and I did bring the pulley back out and set it up there in case we ever needed it. So in theory, if that would go on there, and we can find some nuts for that, at least 2 nuts, then we would have 2 more nuts than a single fender has on this truck. I see I just dropped a stud when I pulled that out of there, because there's that. Hey, there's some nuts right there. If your nuts drop, be sure to pick them up. We got the chrome jobber on the front, guaranteed to leak every time. Gotta love that chrome. Looks like it was chrome, but someone was trying to hide that and they painted it black at one point. Good thing we got that tightened down, because that's definitely high priority around here. Yeah. Ooh, I really just wanted to get that all done for safety, because I didn't want belts flopping and stuff doing the wang dangle flopping around in here. But it does have a water pump, and it does have radiator hoses. I bet she ain't got no water. Hello, hello, hello. Anything in there? In there, in there. I can kind of see a little condensation in there, like it's been wet. My God bless, don't look at that thing. My buddy Sir Mordecus from North Dakotaville sent me some of these, and they've got, like, you can see dam and then sun mode, and you put that sucker in sun mode, you better not look at it like I just did. These things are handy though. They got the little magnet, you can angle it wherever you need it. Definitely should have had these around sooner than what I did. If I can be honest, I don't think it's going to take much to get this thing running. I mean, it's an Edelbrock carburetor. They are good. The only problem we're going to have with this thing is flooding it out once it starts running. Dang, I didn't even notice she had the tunnel rim spacer. We got any battery cables on this thing? I see something dangling over there. Oh, and then there's our ground right there. Side post. What in the trickery and deceit we got going on here? I never put side post on anything, so when I go to look at stuff, I never think about things having side post, because to me they just don't exist. Mono hands nipple up service. What in the tarnation is going on? She's got a ball peen in one hand. I don't even know what she's got in the other. It looks like a Stingray or something. Professional service. I don't know if I'd call the nipple up service very professional. The more I keep finding on this truck, the more I can tell it definitely came from Oklahoma. Got us a new alternator on this rig. No wiring's hooked up to excite it, but we've got a remanufactured alternator. We got cardboard gaskets on our long tubes, I see, so probably guaranteed to leak. And also right there, yep, you could tell we had a dirt dauber welder trying to lay down its first pass and get some penetration where they could have built a big one, and or there used to be one there and it already fell. If I don't find a dirt dauber on this thing, I'm sending it back. I refuse to work on it. Those things are so flaky and surface rusted. You see that? Can you see the oil leak we're getting from our valve cover? Definitely oil leaking right there. I do see we got the auto light spark plug on this side, and we got a good temperature gauge here. Obviously the digital Bluetooth edition, because it's not connected to anything. Dang! She's got the fancy shifter kit, kind of like what we put on the wagon. Y'all have also seen me delete the power steering bracket because I think they're ugly, the ones from the factory that come over here to this, and they deleted it as well. Now that I plumb went all over the place, let's try to get a battery rigged up in this thing and see if we can get it cranking. I don't know how much charge she has. Oh, no, there she goes. She started working. She's got a charge to her. So luckily, I don't think our side post will matter. Yeah, this old jump pack kind of like a Ford truck, you know, it just works when it wants to. But y'all calm down. I like Fords. Every time I say a Ford joke though, one guy gets overly sensitive on me and will comment and say, I'm leaving, I'm unsubscribed, you joked about a Ford. And guys, it's just a joke. Well, if I can't joke around like that, you wouldn't want to be around me, because if I like you, I'm cracking jokes on you. I'm sorry. It's my love language. Nothing mean, you know. I'm telling you, your Ford don't start half the time ain't mean. Sometimes the truth hurts. I did it again. All right, I'm done. I'm done. We don't even know this thing's gonna run. It's definitely not. It's gonna have too much carburetor. It sounds like it has a hog cam. It don't. It's just flooding. Well, we just shimmy up in here. We'll be able to see. I'm guessing a red wire there is for a starter solenoid. I think it was this wire right here. And yep, that has to be it, and here's why. Starter solenoid wire should be purple, but they've got it butt spliced right here, as you can tell. And then they took the purple wire and tied it to something else. So either way, that's our wire. That's where we need to be tied in. I was just curious why it wasn't purple. I do have my little cheater switch, so we should just be able to hook it down there straight on the starter, and we ain't got to mess with any of that wiring. So to answer my question of why wasn't the wire purple, because somebody had some butt splices and crimpers and just wanted to have a good time. They were looking to party. I don't know if I could tangle this up anymore. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. How in the hell's this tangled this way? We were about to crank on it, but I did remember I have the old bore scope machine in the back of the Torola. We could pull some spark plugs and look at this engine. I don't know why, guys, I like doing the bore scope inspections. Reminds me of back in the day when I was in the Air Force, bore scoping them jet engines. I had to perform bore scopes just to make sure the engines were good, because we were down behind enemy lines. Some of that was true. Some of that was made up. Oh, that long tube header, it's not the easiest thing to work around. We'll just rappel down in here. We're gonna have this little seat here. There we go. Besides the bore scope, I forgot I have my compression tester too. So we definitely want to test compression, especially since the reason I kind of bought this was hoping it had a good small block. I know it don't look terrible in the pictures. I will say it did look better. This engine's obviously received some love at some point. New looking plugs, they look pretty good in there. I mean, she's a little suited like she's running fat, but with a 750 on there, no one's really surprised about that. But see, like that, yeah, that engine's a little dirt tay all around here. She's damn gapped out to an 1/8 inch. That's for all that extra fuel. I think this is why Mordsky loves headers so much. Just stuff like, you know, not being able to put your socket on the spark plug. Oh, I don't think I broke torque on that. Joke's on me. I didn't need to get a socket on it because it was not tight. She's not as dirty. That one did have an inch pound on it at least. Holy gap. That one's gapped out at about a pry bar's worth. This one's gonna make up for the torque the middle two did not have. She's a little suited up too. And the four-wheel drive's like having a jungle gym. There's enough room, you just crawl all around. I'll get this hood prop rod out the way. Knock out a quick little workout. Whoop! There's that dirt dauber. Knew I'd find one. That plug wire is definitely laying on the header. It's got a big enough gap I'm gonna hang it on the brake line there. And number 7 coming in with a solid 3 inches of foot-pounds of torque. Could miss Maximus. That sucker didn't have hardly any. I know they ain't got to be smoked to Alabama, guys. They ain't got to be over torqued, but holy cow, some of these I've been coming across lately, it's like they just want to fall out of there. If it ain't up there, it's right here. Told you right where I left it. Let's start the gap-o-meter here. We're gonna start at 20 thousandths. We're gonna go until we max out here. Oh, just a solid 58 thousandths gap on that one. I'm gonna close her up a bit and open her gapper back out at 45 thousandths. I could be wrong. Maybe there's something I don't know about these things needing to be gapped at 59 thousandths. Maybe that high performance HEI and plug wire is gonna get it done. But I think closing them back up to 45 is probably a pretty safe bet here. Shoo! Got the 60 thousandths on her. So far, every one of them's been 58 to 60 thousandths. I didn't even look at the heads, but we're gonna run some spark plug gap like this and a 750 on her. She better have a set of double hump on her. I ain't looked yet, but we're about to. I'm gonna go with a gut feeling here. My gut feeling tells me it's just a 80 smog motor. If it has a better set of heads than that, I'll be surprised. And I don't know how to tell if they're 80 smog heads or not, you know, but I know how to tell if they're double humpers. Holy cow, this was the one I put the pry bar in, guys. Not that I opened it up with, that I noticed was so big I could put the pry bar tip in there. How about a solid 68 thousandths? Definitely ain't got no double hump heads on it. What are them, the 80 smog unit? I'm just backtracking a little bit because I'm trying to see what this head looks like. I see this shape on it because you can look up heads by their casting marks. I know that. So I'm trying to see what we got going here. Oh yeah, there's a little triangle right there. That's what I was after. Because now we know what shapes are on it, we can hop on the old Google and take a look, see if we can find it. So we got a squared off edge, we've got a triangle, and we got that kind of looks like a capital 1 or something, I don't know. So I'm gonna look it up here, and this chart, I'll put it on the screen. I think that means we got a G. G. Oh, is that a G? I'm gonna have to look this up further. G says right here 69 to 70, 350, 300 horsepower. Most have 194-150 valves, so that it actually has a good set of heads. I was thinking we were gonna have like the O right here. That's a late model 305 conventional valve covers, intake port, lightweight, 57cc chamber, something like that. Well shit, the bed Fred, we may have a runner here. She may need that hog gas carburetor on her. That sucker don't have no build-up. That's beautiful inside there. And you can see the top of that one's a little dirty. Number 4, yeah, it looks really clean in there too. Just playing, that was number 6. And then number 8, let's see. Oh, pistons up at the top. Yeah, you can see right there maybe where I scraped some of the little bit of crap. I'm using the borescope. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna rebuild it with the borescope here real quick. Looks beautiful, guys. Number 1's clean. Number 3's clean. Number 5's clean. Huh. Almost looks like that piston's cracked. Can't tell if that's a relief or not. Well, I can't tell what I'm looking at in number 7. Well, I shimmied up in there, guys, and I really can't tell what's going on in that one. But I do know where we're going to start our compression test with. We're going to go right there, because if it is cracked, we shouldn't be making no compression. Well, and we may hear it. Gave us a little spritz of looby-dooby in each cylinder. That always helps if the engine's been sitting. And get this back on. Oh, that is crooked. Don't worry about that. Let's see if she cranks. And we're gonna make sure she's up in park. I think she is. Come on, baby, crank for me. Oh, through the belt, right off the alternator. Oh, that is crooked. Don't worry about that. She was cranking though, and she sounds quite happy cranking. Oh, we better be careful. Just cranking, that's dripping gas right there, leaking. So we are definitely picking up fuel and putting it in this carburetor, which ain't always a good thing, because if that fuel is, you know, 5-10 years old or something, that ain't doing us no good. This damn thing got a gas tank hooked up. Well, I know it had a gas tank back here, but I guess I didn't pay attention to, Get off there. Don't smell like the best fuel, but it don't smell like the worst fuel. Let's slam this down to number 7. We get this where y'all can see. I'll hold this wide open. Here we go. Give us some good compression. And we only got to $1.20, but I think it was actually leaking over here. Compression tester here, she might be due for a new O-ring. I can hear it blowing out of there, and I could see little bubbles of the looby dooby blowing. Try her on another cylinder here, see what happens. Alrighty. Oh, that old motor's just torquing so much just from cranking that she blew this plumb off there. Oh, it was right at $1.22. You know what? You know what they say. It'll run or it won't, guys. I don't think our tester's being consistent here. I don't think it's sealing only when it wants to. So instead of worrying about that, how about we just slap some plugs in her, pop our plug wires back on, see if she wants to sing a little song for us. Not so conveniently, I just dropped one of our spark plugs. Grab us an extra one right here. Oh, they did hook up brake lines on this. I think this is a C10 cab swapped to a Blazer frame. And I knew the guy who was building this, and I knew he was swapping and everything, but me and him had worked together, but I never knew how far he made it on the thing because we quit working together. And it started off as this, then it was becoming that, then it was that, then it was this. And then I just get a random message asking if I want to buy it, and I just said sure. I was kind of expecting to see not any of that hooked up. I got them torqued, and I'm not so worried about having hidden plug wires. I'd rather have them being shown and not being burned up. So I'm gonna plop that sucker up there and get it off the header. See if we can't reach it down here somehow. Yeah, like that. Number 3. Number 5. Oh, was that number 5? That may have been, I don't know which one that was. Uh-oh. These may be swapped around. 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5. So here we got number 5. And immediately after that, we should have number 7. And number 7. That son of a buck is longer than a Monday right there. Look at that thing. We could reach it up to the headlight. Number 7. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? A small block Chevy that's ready to fire up. Oh, no, I better hush it and put my plug wires on. 1, 8, 4. This one's number 4. 6. It leaves this one here to be number 2. And we'll just run her over the top and then down and around where we're clearing. And 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2, guys. Probably the most commonly known firing order. Maybe not, I don't know. Everyone knows the straight 6-1. And you know what, I'll just hush up because I don't know nothing about nothing. Get all of our crap off here. Ain't no key in this sucker. Thought surely she'd come with a key. Came with the damn drag racing engine, but didn't come with no key. Well, our HEI distributor, she just needs one wire to go hot and be ready to run. So we'll just run us a jumper wire to it. Got 12.5 volts. I was just checking to see if we had power at the back of the alternator where we could put our jumper wire off of there. I don't know how you work on all that lowered stuff, Puddin'. Well, I don't know how y'all work on all this lifted stuff. Instead of crawling under, you're crawling up on. About the same amount of work, probably. Did I just break something? I unhooked that off of here. That wire should be right there, if we can get that in there just right. Yeah, that probably has it, maybe. She had some gas pumping into her, so we may just bust it off. Go, baby! Little pump or two. Hey, she was trying. Let's just give her a spray and get her running that away. I did try to fire up off that old stuff, so we may just go put some fresh stuff with the old stuff, and that'll mix and make a 50-50 decent stuff, and maybe it'll run. Go, baby! Go! I don't think I was giving it enough fuel. There we go. Woo! Woo! Hey, she may be in park. Not damn park. I mean, she may be in reverse, because once I gave it a decent rev, they actually tried to roll backwards. So their little adjuster may not be adjusted. Not adjusted where it needs to be anyhow. I don't know we're going to be able to get it up into park. That feels like it needs adjusted on. What's this thing's brake pedal feel like? Because this may steer the course for the rest of the day here. Oh shit. Well, that's not what we were hoping for, but that's what it feels like. Oh, I forgot that he done rigged up a push button start thing on this thing at one point. That's why all the wires clipped and stripped and butted and spliced and everything else. That sucker, oh, the rod is off the pedal. Yeah, no wonder why she feels funky. There ain't nothing retaining it. Please have bled brakes, please have bled brakes. Look, a bread tie like what comes on probably the wiring harness for this goofy push start thing. That'll hold it on, won't it? That'll definitely keep that from slipping off. Master mechanic here. Does she have a brake pedal now? By George, they bled these suckers. Good solid brake pedal. Boy, they whooped that unit silly. I wish we could get it up in park. We're just not quite there, so let's crawl underneath it. These guys spoiled me, guys. They know the weight of my heart. Look, extra wire nuts and zip ties. Lay her creeper down. That is not good. My wife called and I accidentally hung up on her. Hey.
Hey, I was just calling to tell you we're gonna run and get some paintbrushes and probably grab something to eat. Do you want something?
Sure. Good Lord, y'all do not show Mordsky that nylock right there, because if he don't see 2 threads sticking out of it, by George, at least 2 threads, he will throw a hissy fit and he rants on the internet for days on ends about nylocks. This end is not correct. Now, in theory, if we're not getting it up to park, we ain't got enough stroke on this thing, and the way you shorten up your stroke or make it tighter, I mean, we would loosen this and take it up that away. That's gonna cancel some of our leverage we're using, and it'll give us a shorter stroke on the shifter. I don't know if any of that made sense. Just know, like, geometry, angles, calculus, advanced math, that's what's going on here. We need to pull this off though, because this bolt is not supposed to be facing this way. I'll show you what I mean. Now, I'm very experienced with these. I literally just put one of these on the wagon for the first time in my life. So very experienced. No, actually even better, guys. I'm so used to having to build my own shifter linkages for my projects, because they usually don't sell kits that work for my stuff, that I've built my own shifter linkages a lot. And it should actually go through the back side, because that is slotted on purpose to retain that. And of course it slides up and down in there, and that's where you get your adjustability. So we were in reverse, so let's take that up. That's park right there. Inside here, we'll take that all the way to the top. And then back underneath here, we'll put the 2 together. So that rod actually needs ran out a little more. Hey, luckily none of the stuff is tight, so it just spins. I think we'll be pretty close right there. So we should be in park, reverse, neutral, overdrive, third, second, can't get to first. Third, overdrive, neutral, reverse, park. I'm not so worried about being able to get down to first. I am worried, however, about being able to get it into park. So these 700 R4s, the TV cable, it kind of hooks up like your kick down cable does on other transmissions. It's this thing right here that is clearly not hooked up. And on a 700 R4, that controls a whole lot more than just if you can downshift properly. It controls all the fluid going through the transmission. And long story short, like a 350 turbo or 400, whatever, you can leave those kick downs not hooked up. It ain't gonna mess with nothing. You run that thing with it not hooked up and you're gonna be in bad shape. You'll burn up the transmission. It ain't the same. Don't treat it the same. I called O'Reilly's and they do have the universal downshift TV bracket whatever kit, and my wife is in Shawnee, so I asked her if she could go pick one up for me. I'm not saying we're going to get to drive this thing, but since we've got it going into park, it looks like we could possibly run off the back fuel tank. It could very quickly become a goal to drive this thing today. The goal was to get it to run and then move some of this junk, but who needs to move junk when you could be driving junk? I'd much rather drive junk than move junk. I'm not picky when it comes to junk though. I just like playing with junk. Guess that's just loose. You know what? It tried to fire up off that old stuff. And when I pulled the hose back here, I seen the old stuff and it didn't look dirty and it still smelled like gasoline. So what if we just tap that back together, pop that out of there. Maybe we'll just slap some new gas in this unit to go with the old gas that's in it. I don't know how much is in there, but we're going to give her a good few gallons worth here. This sucker may very quickly become the new work rig out here. Did y'all see the sand colored paint on the fenders and the core support and stuff? Once you get her where you want her, just simply pop your cap back on. Look at the sand color. We'll give it a scuffing and a praying spray. We'll put it freaking that sand color. I kind of like it. Maybe a black flatbed and then some black steelies. Ooh, baby, talk dirty to me. I don't know what you would call that type of rig besides a neck breaker, because that would look good. So as I put fuel in there, it's now leaking up here. That's kind of interesting. Oh, she's got a hole in her right there. So yeah, no matter how much we tighten that, she is gonna leak. Boy, that carburetor's plumb pissing. Nope, 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 don't fall. It's acting like we're gonna have a fuel system here. At least there's some on the dipstick. And we're gonna very crudely try to figure out if we need to add any tension to this. Guys, I can smell the gas that just sprayed in there as I cycled that, and it did not smell the best, so hopefully we're all right. Look, I'm gonna zip tie that wide open throttle. That would click on there, and then you'd pull this sucker as tight as it can go. Right there is where you'd want it. And with my eagle eye here, I'm gonna roughly mark where that would stop at, and that is not working, but I kind of need, or know where I need. Then I'm gonna cut that sucker loose. I'm gonna put that back at the same spot, and yes, it did pull some cable out of there. So about right in there, I'm gonna find a way to hold that cable where it keeps some pressure on this cable. I'm sure sticky residue all over your cable's just really good for it, but that piece of tape, that'll hold it. So in my mind, if we had built a bracket that way, and you let this go back to idle, which is where it's at, that's where the TV cable would have stopped at, so it should be good as far as fluid goes. And I may be wrong. At idle, that thing may not need any tension on it at all, but we're gonna leave it like that, and it's definitely gonna make me feel a little better about it. Let's get our distributor hot, and we're gonna see if we can get the sucker to idle maybe. Run, run, don't die. I said run. Too much? She's thinking about it. Whoa, baby! Yeah! poke her down a hair. She is smoking a little bit, but do not forget that I sprayed my looby doobie in there, so it's gonna burn off all that. Sometimes that takes a little bit. Hopefully that smoke will clear up. Now just from like an exhaust tone, that thing actually sounds pretty good. It sounds healthy. Oh, motor sounds pretty good. I think we need to get some water in it. I think I could hear it flowing some, or trying to flow some, so I don't think it's empty. I did pop our belt back on, guys. The alternator one, I noticed it was kind of twisted the last time before I fired it up, so I'm wondering if I didn't have it like a full 360. And then whenever I thought I untwisted it, all I really did was put it at a 180. And I'm probably not making sense again. There's a water hose. We could probably, I'd rather just use a damn jug. Found one. Oh, I hate getting rained on. We probably need to get something on that carburetor, keep water out of it. And I should definitely be trying to get my tools out the rain and get that picked up before we get plumb flooded. But instead, guys, priorities. You better put some respect where it's deserved. Like our chrome jobber lid right here. If she's gonna run that good, she deserves to be shined up. You know, this thing deserves a puddins.fab.shop sticker, if you ask me. I didn't bring one, but it deserves it. Polish off that knockoff spinner too, all right? We ain't cutting no corners around here. So as we start to get rained on here, I'm gonna move inside. Now this may be a shocker, but I'm not worried about having this little push start thing. I see a purple wire here that's got a twist nut. So I'm wondering if this ain't our starter solenoid. This is the one we need to crank the motor with. Take her meter and poke around and try to find 12 volts underneath the dash. Maybe something back feeding from us having the battery hooked up. After some checking around, our 2 wires right there, there's our ground, there's 12 volts coming in. I know the purple wire going out should be the starter, so let's see. Dang right it is. That means this is also 12 volts. All right, a little more investigating here. Our pink wire that was going through gets converted to our purple wire that should have been going to our starter. And it was in a nut here with a bunch of other stuff because this was our 12 volt hot. Now we can put this back to the distributor because I know where it goes in there. So what we could do is we can twist these two together. That's our 12 volt hot we just ran out there. This right here is how you crank it. And oh baby, we got us a runner. Of course, to turn it off, you gotta disconnect that and kill the power. That sucker fired right up. This thing started better than half the stuff I own. Kind of looking for anything hanging or dragging, like our wiring harness here. Think it's pretty safe to say she could use rewired. Of course, we got speedo and a parking brake cable also dragging. We got us a nice little vent hose sticking up. We even got us a ratchet strap hanging off there. This side we just got our heater hoses, but we got to figure something out with our battery box here, our jump pack. That ain't going nowhere. Of course, you bring the slack through here, wrap her a couple times, put a little slip knot kind of thing that comes undone easy, and you got double safety retention features. We'll zip tie that there where it don't flop and hit nothing. We'll put our ground over here out the way. Perfectly safe. What could go wrong? I do think we're gonna have to get some transmission fluid, which is unfortunate considering my wife already left the parts house. But I do have some. I'll just have to run and get it at some point. Maybe we go get it now because I I think I have the clutch and fan off that 77 Caprice because we didn't use that on our wagon and it's in the scrap trailer. If we had it for this, we should just be able to unbolt our 2 nuts there and pop a fan on here. My sweet wife brought me lunch and she stood there holding the umbrella, or she sat there so I could stand there and eat. Damn you, rain. This is not the bracket I had in mind, but it's what I got, so it's what we got to try to make work. There, that's going to block some of the water. And that did say it's a throttle cable bracket because it's got that shape to it. In fact, yeah, that ain't gonna work for us one bit because it ain't gonna hold that. God bless America. Oh, no, look, it's got the knockout right there. Is that? Oh, no, it's 2 brackets. Okay. No, this may be exactly what we need. Check this out. So it looks like that should bolt there, and that's gonna hold that. And then that down there will hold our TV cable. I should have brought something to take that apart. Here's Hank the Tank.
Did you just drop that piece under the car?
Yep. Oh, no, I see it. It's on the cross member. There's one bolt. The nut has to be somewhere underneath this. So let's say it goes like that. Oh, our cable's broken. We'll have to figure out a zip tie situation. Just kind of trying to roughly mock this up to even see if it'll work. No, it will not. Ugh, give me my stuff back. Very roughly, let's see, how's that sit on there? Like that. So this kind of needed to be about right in there-ish. This crap's not right, guys, and it ain't close to right. None of this is gonna, we can't adjust what we got here and make it work. I've got to go to the house anyhow to get that fan and get our fluid, so let's head there real quick. I just figure since we got to come this way, why don't we put that welder to use? We'll just let that cool off right there. I cut that piece and angled it down to kind of add some stabilization in this chrome job rickety situation. Thought I had more than 3, apparently I do not. We'll grab them. I may have some more in there. Oh, I got my Michael Jackson glove on, don't I? Hey! And our good old fan here, and I almost got rid of that thing. Grab our MacGyver bracket and back to the other house we go. Oh yeah, forgot to bring a zip tie, huh? Oh, never mind. Always got them with me. You know better. Got enough zip ties. We're gonna figure this out together, guys. Dropping them through our holes of the old adjustable part and going for the crosshair pattern. That is in there pretty good. Certainly better than I thought it was gonna hold. Slap that bolt back on. Pop that on there. I gotta find our clip. I probably lost that. No, I did not. I found it right there. And our bracket is not the prettiest thing I've ever fabricobbled, but it does look like it's kind of gonna work. There we go. That's it. Oh, it's gonna work all right. You dang right. I'm gonna try to fire it up and see if we have any type of control over it. And actually, before we do that, we're gonna move some parts. Not today. It's trying to catch me off guard. Trying to catch me slipping. The only thing I'm about to slip is into that driver's seat and take this baby around the farm. Oh yeah, fire up. Brakes on, going for reverse. Something shifted.
Of course, we got speedo and a parking brake cable also dragging. She's trying to go forward. I don't know if something's binding. She is smoking a little bit. She's driving, guys, she's driving. Yeah, she is. And it really did not like reverse. I don't know what that was about. Oh, she rides real smooth. As you can tell, super smooth. Engine still sounds good. We do not have power steering currently. And it has been raining a lot, so it may be a little mucky out here. We don't know if the four-wheel drive works, but hopefully we won't need it. She accelerates, she stops. Is she pausing? Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. She'll get rowdy. She'll get rowdy. She's a little pissed off. She's flowing. I put the rest of that jug in there and it is too much. Probably need to pull a quart or so out of our trans cooler. Sounds like our jump pack's trying to die on us. We're definitely getting some fluid though. Now we ain't even got enough to bust her off. This is my spring-loaded clamp for my tripod. Sure that'll hold that good enough. Oh yeah, we got some out of her that way. Gonna have to service it again. Wonder if it goes into reverse easier now. Oh yeah. Woo. I'm feeling mischievous. Bad mama shut her off. This crap's getting so wet it can barely go up those hills. Those things are just sitting there spinning. What in the world? We got our wire laying. No, I thought it was on our old Flowmasters. Flowmasters, what series we got on this, huh? Hell, I can't tell. The kind that sound good. I like how she sounds. Oh yeah, definitely hot. Not really sure why. We did not lose our battery, which surprises me. Is there a front drive shaft in this thing? I can tell you what there is on the front, and probably why it steers a little wonky. Do you see how bowed and bent that drag, or not drag, tie rod, whatever this thing is, the link bar with the 60-degree angle in it that probably ain't supposed to have a 60-degree angle in it. Wonder what we got to do to engage that transfer case. You'll see diddly coming through the floor, so it ain't hooked up yet, I don't believe. To be honest, I don't know what we got to do to get it in four-wheel drive. Oh, one tire fire? We're smoking our tire on grass. When I shift this thing, the whole front end moves. You can definitely tell stuff ain't bolted down. We're gonna get this up out of here. As much as I would love to crawl around on it some more and try to get it into four-wheel drive and play in the creek and everything, guys, I am out of time and I'm about to be in trouble if I don't get home. So some good news and some bad news here. Good news is smoke cleared up on that motor. It really seems to be running good. Pretty hot little motor for coming out here expecting it to be an 80 smog motor. So I'm definitely not mad about that. Transmission don't sound the happiest, which ain't no surprise. I'll be honest, what we did not help it per se. Probably running it at first with the little low and the TV cable not hooked up or whatever. But I'm betting that it was already in a probably not so happy position, and I could be wrong. But guys, I thought I was gonna get this thing started, much less drive it around and do some donuts in the field. We can add this to the list of square bodies we need to mess with, huh? Got our hood back on with our little safety latch here, and yeah. So I come out here with the intention of getting this running and moving junk, and all I did was get this running, drive it around, and then park it right back in the same spot. Because that makes perfect sense. Them guys are trying to work over there by the transformer, and they're talking, and I doubt they want to listen to me yap anyhow. Guys, I had a really good day. I had fun. I love when I can kind of like redneck stuff together. It don't have to be all precise like a build, just to like be able to look at that, look at some things I think others did wrong. Not that I'm trying to call anyone out, you know, but just, you know, like getting the shifter shifting, you know. Oh, shoot, it'll go up in a park. Hey, we got a floppy brake pedal. It's as simple as that pin was off. Like, just being able to do that, like, I want to be able to drive that. I didn't come out here wanting to be able to, but as stuff starts going, I want to be able to drive it. But at the end of the day, I don't really care if I get to drive it. So it makes it where I can usually just have fun. And that's what I had today, was a ton of fun messing with that thing. Now, for y'all who watch, like my loyal viewers who make it through all the videos, I know we've done a lot of really will it run stuff. We went to the S10, then to the little junkyard thing last week, and now this. And because the day this post, I'll be back in town. I'll tell you guys now that we're just going out of town for a week. I've recorded enough for like 3 weeks of video in like less than a week and a half. And the only way that's possible with editing and everything else is the will it run style stuff. It gets you a longer video. I can usually go record one full video in a day, and doing a build, obviously you gotta have more time than that. So after this, we should be back on our wagon. I just needed to be able to get y'all some content so I could go out of town on vacation. I think we're going to like Myrtle Beach. We're leaving this week. So that tells you how far ahead I am trying to record this stuff. But anyhow, we're going out there. I ain't never been to anything like that before, so it'll all be new to me. So I appreciate y'all watching. I know we did a lot of will it running, but we are about to do it. Well, actually, we're going to do another will it run, because we're going to get that wagon fired up, and hopefully we'll be driving that thing before we know it. So stick with me here. I want to continue to, I don't know. I'm going to quit overthinking it, because it's been a long day and my brain ain't working. So I'm on the Instagrammer. I'm on the Patreon. I'm strategically walking back and forth here, not showing you that away, because let's just say there's a dream car sitting there that y'all will get to see one day. Anyhow, puddins.fab.shop.com for the good quality merchandise. We appreciate y'all support there, and I will see you guys next time. But do not forget, sitting on your ass won't finish your project.